interceptions in one game against Tennessee, but they ended up winning that game. So those will be my top three. My fourth guy would be, I hate to admit it, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is in the fourth spot. Russ has dropped out of the top five for me, Skip. I don't know if people know this, but Russell Wilson is tied for second in the league in turnovers. Carson Wentz is 1 at 16. He's tied with Daniel Jones with 13. And that interception he threw yesterday, Skip, Russ has the first down. Just keep running. He stops, throws clear across his body to the back pylon on the other side and gets it picked. His decision-making, he's trying to play, no, I don't need Russ to cook all the time. Come on, Russ. Too many turnovers. So, and next will be Kyler. Skip, the thing that's hurting Kyler turns the ball over a lot. He has an interception of 6 of the 9 games. He's 10th in QBR. He has 2 games under 200 yards passing. And yesterday, he's right on the cusp. He's at 202 before that last big play. And so, for me, those are my top 5 quarterbacks. Mahomes, Rodgers, Big Ben, Tom, Kyler.
Okay, let's look at the quarterbacks who have taken steps back. Russell Wilson, as you talk about, let Russ cook. He's cooking Seattle more than he's cooking the opposition.
Exactly.
He has 10 turnovers in the last 4 games. That's by far the most in the whole league over the last 4 games. So he has played his way right out of the MVP race.
Correct.
Aaron Rodgers had a bad game yesterday by his standards. He had a 45 QBR against Jacksonville, the 31st ranked defense at Lambeau on the frozen tundra. It took him the whole game to overcome Jacksonville 24-20. That's a step back for me.
It is a step back.
Yeah, it is. It's a step back. Sorry. Drew Brees, I thought, had vaulted right in the middle of this until yesterday when he didn't even get to 100 yards passing in the first half and took a shot, got body slammed. Now they're saying it's his back and his ribs. He's having an MRI today. We'll see how that plays out, but that could be...
You know how to say. You can't miss games in the MVP as Wentz.
And it could get a little more interesting for Tampa Bay if he can't play. Then it'll be Jameis. I don't know. He's been a turnover machine in his career. Will he be for New Orleans?
I don't think they'll put him in that situation.
Probably
I don't think they'll ask him not to do. But what's interesting is that who are they turning to? Now they gave Taysom Hill. They believe in him. They gave him a 2-year deal. It tells me they believe more in Jameis as a quarterback.
Well, do they? They put him in yesterday. Would they start him next week?
I guess so. Jameis is starting.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because every time I see Taysom Hill, he just does great stuff.
Yeah.
He bullied Tampa Bay.
Oh, that didn't say him.
Bullied.
They didn't say him.
Oh, not saying much when they came in with the number 1 defense.
Nick Foles bullied him.
Okay, so Drew Brees out for the moment. Josh Allen looked like he was entering the fray, and then he played very well yesterday but lost, had 1 big turnover.
2.
And that brings us back to Patrick Mahomes.
Your homie.
Out of sight, out of mind yesterday, but was coming off not a very good game. He got outplayed in his last game at home by Teddy Bridgewater.
Skip, how you say he got outplayed?
Well, because I'm looking at the QBRs. Teddy Bridgewater had an 89 to Mahomes' 83 at home.
Okay.
And by the way, have you noticed that the easiest schedule played so far, and all of the AFC belongs to Kansas City? They played the easiest schedule. Their opponents have a winning percentage of .398. That's well below .500.
Well, when you play my homeboy, you're going to have a losing record. Because when you come to town, you know you're taking the L up out of there.
Yeah.
But, Skip, what am I supposed to do about these 27-1? What am I supposed to do with that?
Well,
so where's the QB? So, since Teddy Bridgewater outplayed in 1 game, how many people have played him through the entirety of the season?
Well, this is what Pro Football Focus wrote last week, coming off his game against Bridgewater. It has been an inconsistent season for Patrick Mahomes, whose rating by Pro Football Focus model was slightly under Tom Brady's rating. That was last week. Well, Tom Brady played his best game of the year yesterday at Carolina against that same Teddy Bridgewater, and his rating can only go up after that game.
Skip, I guarantee you, I can ask all 32 general managers.
I don't care. I'm just going off what the numbers say.
Skip the numbers. Skip, you know the numbers are flawed. Now, you know, Skip, all that aside, nobody will tell you Tom Brady has outplayed Patrick Mahomes. I'm not talking about career achievement. I'm talking about for the 2020 season. There is no way a guy has 7 interceptions, has fewer touchdowns, more interceptions, less passing yards, lower QBR, lower completion percentage, lower yards per attempt, and he's played better and a worse record. How?
This is last week because they haven't done it yet for this week. We'll get it this afternoon. But Tom Brady going into this game at Carolina ranked third in the league in big-time throws and third in turnover-worthy plays. How few he had.
Skip. The big-time throws. But I saw him miss 4 big-time throws yesterday.
By the way, they were all overthrown, which means his arm is much bigger than you're giving it credit for.
Whoa, time out. I thought the objective was to complete the ball, not to have a big-time throw. So if it was a big-time throw, Skip, if it's not completed.
I will bet you his rating on Pro Football Focus's formula, and I have a lot of respect for him because NBC is aligned with them. Chris Collinsworth helps them. Mike McCarthy worked with them last year.
Well, Mike McCarthy need to go back and see. They had Mike McCarthy thinking that look at what he's doing. Skip, so in other words, if I almost get a win, that's as good as getting a win, right?
It has been an inconsistent season for Mahomes. He played Brian Hoyer at Kansas City and stunk it up against him.
Skip, okay, but Skip, your guy got one impressive win. They beat the Packers. Do we know the Packers defense is overrated? We understand that.
How about the win at Las Vegas? You don't think they're coming on strong? Tom just picked them to pieces at Las Vegas.
Well, why didn't he pick the Bears to pieces?
Well,
why didn't he pick Tampa to pieces?
Pretty well. But you mean pick New Orleans?
Yeah, the Bears and New Orleans. Why didn't he pick them to pieces, Skip?
Well, New Orleans has his number, but in all the other games, especially that game yesterday, I think he's right back in the middle of the MVP. If you say Mahomes is the MVP, then I got to say, well, Brady's the MVP. And who has the better story? You always tell me it comes down to narrative. I think it's Tom Brady.
Tom does have the story. Yeah. Skip, look at what does the number, Skip, the guy's on pace to throw for almost 50 and 5,000 again. And Skip, look, if you talk about career achievement, Skip, I'm not talking about what Tom Brady has done from 2000 to 2019. I'm not talking about that because it's not close. I'm talking about for this season. Who in their right mind think Tom Brady has outplayed Patrick Mahomes? I said in their right mind. I'm talking, when I say in their wrong mind, that's you.
I'm in more of a right mind than you are.
Skip, he hasn't outplayed Aaron Rodgers.
But you get blinded by Brady hate. You just conceded that he's like 4th on your list.
Yes!
Well,
how?
I think he just vaulted up above Mahomes.
Let me ask you a question.
He's already above him.
So let me ask you a question. He has more turnovers than all those guys. He has fewer interceptions than 2 of those guys. He has a one-loss record that's worse than everybody on this list. How is he in front of them?
He's 7-3 and took over a team that was 7-9 last year. 7-9.
So Ben Roethlisberger took over a team that was 8-8. They got 9 wins right now. Aaron Rodgers has lost 2 games. My homeboy has lost 1 game. How many guys has Tom Brady lost? That many?
Yep.
So in other words, Skip, did you know this? He's lost more games, him by himself, than the other 3 guys in front of him combined.
What do you tell me about Ben Roethlisberger at this stage and age of his career? He's turned into check down Ben, right? That's what you told me.
I know you're not talking about. I know you ain't. Oh, Chuck and Doug Tom.
Chuck and Doug, he leads the whole league in air distance. He's bombs away, Tom.
Skip. Throwing the ball far and not having it completed does nothing. Let that sink in.
Well, don't call him Dink and Dunk, Tom.
I call him Chuck and Dunk.
Oh.
Because he chucking and dunking.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Because they don't protect him. Yeah.
Everybody protects him. That's why every time he gets sacked, he turns, look, did he hit me too hard? You know, he hit me pretty hard. My homeboy, Rodgers, Big Ben.
I hate to tell you, but Tom edged back ahead. That's what Pro Football Focus says.
No, Pro Football Focus so that was.
And I give you, Roethlisberger has risen all the way up to 2nd on this list, and Kyler is in the mix. I'll give you Kyler 3rd right now.
Hold on, time out.
Stories, narratives.
What is Fox Big
Degree of difficulty.
What is Fox Big Guy?
I don't care.
Okay,
what do you always tell me about the odds makers? You say they build big buildings in
but you don't
casinos
care
off people who swallow these odds.
You just told me all you hit me over the head with Jenny. The Clippers were 6-point favorites over the Nuggets.
No, they were 8 every game.
Okay, 8. And the Pro Lakers, all they could get is 6?
6.
What do they know?
Yeah. Degree of difficulty, strength, they were showing you.
Now, I give you this.
Are you telling me that people would bet more on the Clippers as a public team than the Lakers? No.
Skip, My homeboy, if you look at what he has coming down the pipeline, he's got some games. They got New Orleans. They got Tampa.
All right, we'll see.
Skip, he come up out of that thing with wins.
Right now, he's played the easiest schedule in the AFC. Way to go.
I can see him throwing for about 5 or 6 touchdowns and no picks.
Yeah, I give him a lot better shot at Tampa Bay because when he's at home, my homeboy stinks. He fell behind, 24-0 to Houston,
and
to
ended
the
up walking them,
Texans?
beating them 51-30.
Wow, way to go.
How many guys you know can fall behind by double digits and end up winning the game by double digits?
17-7 to Tennessee at
your
home.
guy should have lost to Daniel Jones.
Your
guy lost to Nick Foles, who have yet to win another, hadn't won a game since he beat Tom.